I left Kim behind there. Because I had to get things ready here. But it was really quick. I got a phone call from Brother Dan, and then the other Brother Dan, Trucker Dan.
We know a few Dans.
Yeah, we know quite a few Dans. I got a call from Trucker Dan. Said, "Hey, I'm coming down to get you, and I'll be there about 11." And he, God bless him, he drove all the way down there. He left early in the morning, got there about 11 a.m. So you can imagine, how long it took us on the bus, and he got there about 11 a.m. And then by 1, I was loaded up and gone with, basically a pack on my back. And we dumped some stuff. We went to the dump and dumped some stuff from the house that we needed to get rid of. And we just kept going. And we left Kim and Taryn behind just to manage the roost there while we were gone. I really didn't know what to expect when I got up here. So, and that was 1 year ago today. So I stayed that first night with Dan. And then I knew I was going to start the job at Teen Challenge on the 6th. And this was the 1st. So I had to find an apartment pretty quick. And has anybody ever been, if anybody's been apartment shopping, you know what it takes. It takes almost an act of Congress to get an apartment. I mean, by the time you go through all the qualifications and this, that, and all the other. And you definitely have to have the money. And I maybe had one paycheck. And I still had to pay expenses where we were coming from. But we were convinced, this is the direction God had us. There wasn't a promise of full-time hours or anything. We just believed God was going to work in miraculous ways. And when you do that, there's a peace that comes with it. We've done it before. God's moved before. So therefore we had that to lean on, that God's going to move again, because we knew that the change was absolutely necessary. It was brought upon us very quickly, and it was absolutely necessary. It was God. You can really hear the voice of God in the matter. And so when we got here, and then Dan, I stayed there, I believe it was a Friday night we got here. And then, so it would have been 1 year ago today, so that would have been a Friday night or a Thursday night. I don't know how that works. But anyhow, so the next morning we went to breakfast. And Dan gets a call or an order to go back on the road on Sunday. And this is Saturday. And he said, Dan, you got to get an apartment today. I said, well, what? He says, well, and remember, I don't have a vehicle here or nothing. Okay. And I was all the way out in Cloquet. All right, I'm due to start work coming up. Okay, I said, well, I'm going to be leaving on the road, so you got to get an apartment tomorrow or today sometime. So we're just believing God. He throws the paper at me. He says, "We're just believing God. Something's going to happen." I'm like, okay. So I start calling things, and things are, it's just. I don't know if you ever looked at the paper. It's we got it's $40 application fee. It's a this and it's a that and da 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 da. There's no way. There's no way just starting a job, especially being part-time, that a door would open up. But I wasn't thinking that way at the time. It's like something's going to open up. And then there was an older woman in her 80s out in Cloquet in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful place. Needed to rent the top of her house, and the rent was kind of steep. But I thought maybe we might be able to manage this, it would have been hard. I mean, gas coming to town would have been difficult. But I thought, well, maybe this is it. So she was willing to rent it to me. Moving in, she kind of took a liking to, I told her a little bit about our family and everything. But I thought, no, we're going to have to wait. We'll see what. I didn't promise anything to her, so we just continued to look. Then there was one. We called one guy, and he said, "Well, just." And he agreed to meet us at this apartment, and in town, and it was right off of Grand. Okay. When Dan and I walked into that place, first of all, it was the owner. You're not dealing with a management company. Okay, that was a miracle in and of itself. Management companies are just a number. You're not a person. Okay, with an owner, at least you have half a chance. Okay, so that was a number one. So the owner, looked at us, kind of looked us up and down, and we had a lot of small talk. And you should have seen the place. It was beautiful, just redone. It was a one-bedroom actually converted into a two-bedroom. You can either keep it a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom with a den. And it was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Everything brand new, okay, brand new. And Kim had a heart to help Ronnie out. Ronnie didn't know this yet, really. But she was looking at it pretty close and praying for Ronnie all the time. Says, well, when I get, I'll just help Ronnie at Duluth Harbor Mission. Well, guess what? It's just two blocks from Duluth Harbor Mission. Well, to make a long story short, this landlord agreed to rent the place to us. And guess what? He said, by the way, I don't like contracts. He says, so there's no lease, and it's month to month, and it's all utilities paid. And that was it.
Wow.
He didn't care how I paid it as long as I paid it, and as long as I had rent on the first. I thought to myself, wow. Dan couldn't believe it either. Okay. Well, the money was there. Certain people had contributed. The body of Christ contributed to help with some of the move-in, and so that I was completely grateful. That was God's move on the hearts of some. And see, that's when it's God. I mean, God starts to move. Okay. So the moving cost was covered, and I was able to get in there and got a bus certificate and this, that, and all the other, and was able to get to work. So it was a beautiful